Hello, 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 everybody. This is Nikki and Les again, and Little Mama. Hope everybody has had a productive week thus far. Um, so I guess we're going to talk about what's going on with
Everything.
right. So I want to know how you guys are doing. Let us know who's there. Now we're just going to jump into it, Les.
I'm with you. Let's go.
All right. Go ahead and start us off.
I don't know if you can see that.
Black Power.
Blueprint for Black Power. Amos Wilson.
Okay.
About 890 pages.
Ooh, oh, that's the book you were talking about. Okay.
It's a lot of reading. 890 pages.
Yeah.
But I think more than ever we need Black Power, and we need a blueprint. We need to follow something. Especially with today's topic, we got a lot of things to talk about. We got some changing of the guards. Hopefully, we got some new ideas. Hopefully, we won't be revisiting this SHIT, suppressive, harmful, intrusive thoughts anymore. We got to get over that. Sooner the better.
Mm-hmm.
I see we got Ken in the house. How you doing, Ken?
Welcome, Ken. Thanks for watching.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for participating too, because I know Ken got some stuff to say.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna read to you what I wrote yesterday, because if you're a Game of Thrones head, you will understand what this means. So I posted a picture of me and my cigar smoking. And do you watch Game of Thrones, Les?
No.
Ken, have you watched Game of Thrones? Like, I need some folk on here who watch Game of Thrones, because y'all not gonna get it if you're not a Game of Thrones watcher.
How you know?
Huh?
How do you know we're not gonna get it?
Because you won't know who.
Now check this out.
I ain't say nothing. I was gonna keep talking.
Yeah, no. Okay. I'm sorry.
Negative. All right, never mind. I'll just wait till we get some more folk on here who watch Game of Thrones, because it won't mean the same. It's y'all not gonna understand it. Anyway.
Hold on. Why don't you try us?
Want I try you? All right. Okay, so I said the White Walkers are running rampant in the Senate. The Lannisters are in the White House. The Starks are losing control of their house. Peter Baelish is still giving self-serving advice. Ramsay Bolton is shelling out injustice. Joffrey Baratheon is in a state of denial. Meanwhile, Jon Snow can't take his rightful seat on the throne with his right hand, Daenerys Targaryen.
So I guess Jon is.
I ain't finished.
Okay.
And all I feel like doing is saying Dracarys on the whole damn thing.
Okay. And Dracarys would be what? The F word?
No, Dracarys is what Daenerys Targaryen, she was the mother of dragons. So whenever she wanted her dragon to spit fire, she would say Dracarys.
Translated today is what?
Just, I want to burn the whole damn thing down. I mean, that's just what it would be. That's what it would be. I just think that it's dangerous for, I can't even call them grown men, because grown men don't play games like this. For these little kids to play these games, his slogan was MAGA, and I'm not understanding how anything that's happening is for the betterment of America. If anything, what's happening is putting America at risk, is putting America in danger, with our enemies. And I don't think that a lot of people realize just how much danger we're actually in. If you don't know, you need to research and understand why the transition is important, why it's important for President-elect Biden to get the daily briefs, even though he said right now, because he said yesterday you can only have one president at a time, which I totally get and understand. But just him knowing, what's going on is going to be, important in the long run. But I also think, as far as someone being able to hit the ground running, in my opinion, he's the best person for it, because he's been in that. He knows what it takes to run the country. He was alongside of Barack Obama for 8 years. So, and I don't think that any of the stuff that's happening is new to him. I think he realized that this was, was going to happen. I just hope that people can come to grips with what's happened. And I understand giving people time to swallow what's happened. But it's like we talked about last week, Les, with swallowing that truth pill. That pill is a hard pill to swallow. So they'd rather believe mistruths as opposed to the truth. What's y'all take on it? I mean, how are y'all feeling about it?
Well, my thing is, there's going to be a transition of power. It has to be a transition of power. Mm-hmm. No problem can block that. Donald Trump cannot block that. So I mean, I'm not even concerned about that. Even in terms of our enemies, I'm not concerned about that. Not my enemies. The enemies to the United States of America. I think there's too much infighting to even be concerned about what's going on outside the United States of America.
And that's what our enemies want. That's exactly what they want, because we're distracted. So Ken says, I've loved President-elect Biden's tone throughout this. Haven't had that in 4 years. I do too. I like the calm. I like how he's not fanning the flames, like he's not throwing gasoline on the fire, because that's not what we need right now. We need cooler heads, to prevail. But this is what I think. And I could be totally off the mark, but this is what I think. Now, the Republicans are saying that they don't want to agitate, or they don't want to piss off 45's base. But I don't think that his base is loyal to the Republicans. I think his base is loyal to him. And my thing, in my opinion, the resolution to that is, if you do the job you were elected to do, maybe you can get some of your conservative Republicans that have left the party to come back, because y'all been drinking this Kool-Aid for so long. But that's just me. I know you got a totally different outlook on it, Les.
I mean, let's look at it like this. For 4 years, the United States of America has had a very interesting character in the White House, right?
Hey, Sarah. That's another one from the UK.
All right, let's check her out real quick before I jump into it, see what she has to say.
From the outside, most of us here in the UK are happy with a Biden win. But y'all need to watch what's happening in Georgia right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know he is. Yeah, I know he is. And then Ken says they have 2 Senate runoff elections in Georgia, so they ain't trying to lose those 2 seats. Okay, so what were you going to say, Les?
Well, I mean, my outlook on all of this is a little bit different. There's some things that we agree on and some things we don't agree with, which is cool. It's a part of the process. Mm-hmm. After 4 years of what the United States of America has had, it seems like anything looks like an improvement.
Okay.
I'm concerned with, with the changing of the guard, with new leadership in the White House. What are Black people going to do first, to secure their position and, bless you, and protect us from what's been going on in the last,
Thank you.
I'll say to me, it really started when Barack Obama was elected president. I mean, I think we went through a period where we didn't see, modern day lynchings. I think once he became the president, then we saw, in 2016, 14. No, I'm tripping. 2008. I'm sorry. Yeah. We saw an influx of discrimination like never before. I'm not saying it hasn't always been there.
Right.
I'm just hoping that with the new administration, because there are some concerns that I have, regarding the new administration with both the president-elect and the vice president-elect. So here's the thing. And I don't have a defeatist mindset or defeatist attitude. The United States is not going to always be the number one world power. I think we really have to come to grips with that. And I think that having the current administration in that position, I think he was sent there to help diminish, our position or the position of the United States of America, because based on some of the things that he said, some of the things that he's done, and people say, the United States of America is a laughing stock. If I was not in this country, I'd be laughing too. So, it's a lot going on. I'm trying to be gentle in my words.
Don't be gentle. We organic. Say what you feel, bro. Come on now. You wouldn't want our guests to be gentle.
Got you.
They are, Sarah. They are. Andrew Yang has actually moved to Georgia to help out. Help me out with her name. Cheese and crackers. Abrams. Stacey Abrams. Yeah.
What did she do?
Who's Stacey?
What's her position now?
I know that she started some initiative with voting. She's been doing it for the past 10 years, and she's some type of leader. I forget her position, but
she's not in the political office right now.
No, because she lost her bid for governor, right?
Okay, because everyone was saying how she was influential in helping Georgia get to that position, and I wanted to know, how was that?
Voting. She just listen. She would not stop until she got as many people registered to vote, people of color registered to vote, as possible, getting them out there, getting the word out there, giving them real information, and debunking stuff that they may have heard, and this, that, and the other. And the other thing that Keisha Lance Bottoms said was that their last governor, who I believe was a Democrat, made it so that that's huge. She helped nearly 800,000 Georgians register to vote. But Keisha Lance Bottoms said that I think it was the last governor who implemented a law that once you get your driver's license, you're automatically registered to vote. Right. So I think every state needs to have that, to be honest. So
I want to go back to something that Ken just typed in. He said that she helped nearly 800,000 Georgians register to vote. Register and register to vote, or they actually voted?
Both.
Okay.
Both. She was very instrumental in that.
Do you know how?
I think they had a lot of mail-in voting. So there was a lot of I think voter suppression down there. So getting people, to make sure they know what their status is, and this, that, and the other. Because if you are registered to vote, but they tried to take you off of the list or whatever, then your status, isn't active. So getting people active, having them request ballots and things of that nature was very, very key.
Gotcha. Okay. So basically, she was just helping folks combat the suppression, or the potential suppression. Well, the suppression was there, but not allowing people to become victim to the suppression.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's what we need, leaders like that on the ground,
Right.
doing things like that.
Yeah, I mean, because one or two things. I mean, if you are going to vote, because you see what's going on, and you're hoping that a change can occur, or you're not going to vote, because either you don't believe in the process, but based on what the current administration was saying, for the last 4 years.
You're going in and out, babe.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. Mm-hmm.
Based on what the current administration has been doing over the last 4 years, I don't think, if you're serious about, the process, be it the electoral college, or, being in effect, or, your actual vote counting, I don't think anyone needed any motivation to jump out there and vote for Biden, but I mean, I applaud, what she did in terms of helping folks fight the suppression, be a voice to the ones who couldn't communicate themselves, or who just weren't aware of what was going on with voter suppression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's an interesting time, hopefully, because we can't have it all. I mean, hopefully the Democrats will get the Senate. If not, it's going to be an interesting 4 years.
Well, I'm hoping that once 45 is gone and that rhetoric is gone, everybody's talking about, oh, well, he, might run in 2024. Listen, he got to get past some legal issues first.
Listen,
and
if you couldn't lock up George Bush, you can't lock this cat up.
I don't know what was out there with George Bush, but I feel like folk are out to get him. So I don't know. I mean, because there's so many lawsuits out there right now. And
the issue. I don't think he's going to be incarcerated, locked up, hoodwinked, run amok.
Listen, the IRS don't discriminate. They done locked up actors, people with money, people with power. You don't mess around with the taxes. That's one agency that does not discriminate, in my opinion.
I got you.
I get what you're saying as far as states or whatever, but when you messing with the government's money, bruh.
Yeah. Well, keep in mind, they knew this was going on a long time ago. Let me say this. I think there's going to be, once the new administration comes in, I think there's going to be a changing of the guard.
I do too. And I really hope that I know Biden says he's used to reaching across the aisle and uniting and getting people to come together. And I just hope that will be the case. I hope that we don't have to live through, if the Republicans win the Senate, I hope we don't have to live through another 4 years of them constantly blocking stuff. Like, what are you here for? You just here to just be in power and block stuff just because you can? How are you helping your constituents of your state that puts you there, that elected you to office? How are you helping them when it's always, oh, it's them against? Why does it have to be them against us? Why can't we come together?
I mean, you might as well say, why can't we all get along?
Hey, Rodney King asked the question.
You see what happened to him, right?
Okay.
I mean, that's the dumbest thing anybody could have said. You know what I'm saying? But what I mean by changing of the guard, and I understand what you're saying too. Can Joe Biden reach across party lines? Personally, yes. From a political perspective, I don't think so, because they vote the way they vote. Democrats vote the way the Democrats vote, right? Mm-hmm. And if you are a staunch Republican, certain things you're just not going to be in agreement with, even if it's beneficial for the population. That's just how it is. But the changing of the guard that I'm talking about, I think we're going to see our first female president.
Oh, I mean, right, and I think that's one of the reasons why he chose her. You got to groom him.
I think it's going to be her. Maybe sooner than we think.
I'm not saying that. I know what you mean by that.
I mean, he listen. He's what, 78?
Something like that. 77, 78, something like that.
Uh-oh, got a question.
Okay, so Sarah says, so how can Kamala Harris build in the next 4 years to work towards and change things for a second term? Great question.
Oh, Yolanda said.
Yes, that's what he think, Yolanda, but I wasn't going to say that.
Nah, he's just old, No, I don't think he's going to die. I just think that, listen, I think she's being vetted.
Of course.
I mean, like never before.
Of course. You got to groom. You got to groom. I mean, it's just like when you get, when an older quarterback, when they bring in a younger one, you got to groom him so that he can take over.
Yeah. But I think it's something up with her, in terms of the position. She was being groomed when, not groomed. She got introduced to us when Barack Obama came on the scene,
Okay. So Sarah says, and how can Black Spasms and other groups get a positive agenda in front of her and her team? Ooh, I like her questions, boy. Sarah is on it. Thank you, Sarah. We're trying, girl. We are trying. Let me see. And then.
Oh, Frankie.
Hey, Frankie. That's my girl from out of Chi-Town.
Frankie's right. She is being groomed to be president.
Yes.
I don't want to negate what Sarah just asked. I like that. How can Black Spasms and other groups get a positive agenda in front of her and the team?
Well,
I don't think we can.
Listen, I will say this is my thing. I'm calling on all these AKAs out here. I don't know if anybody can get to her, can call her, if any of them are, close friends with her. That's one avenue, in my opinion. I don't know how active I don't know how active she is, in the AKAs, but I know that my aunt is one, my cousin is one, I have another cousin, I believe that's one. So Frankie says, I'm with him. I don't think that will happen. I'm gonna remain optimistic.
We were optimistic when we had Barack Obama as the president. Listen.
Well, why can't we learn from that then? What have we learned from that?
I'm going to tell you the challenge. Okay, here we go. All right, Black Spasms is coming out.
Spit it out. That's what I've been waiting for.
Most Black people, in my opinion, when it came down to Barack Obama being president, was more in tune with his personality than his politics.
I can agree with that.
The only ones that were actually attempting to hold him accountable was, and I wasn't happy about the way they went about doing it, was Tavis Smiley, Cornel West.
Okay.
I think that they attacked him in ways in which came across as, it was negative. Okay. Yeah, they said some things that was true. But You haven't heard anything from Tavis Smiley or Cornel West within the last 4 years, have you?
Nope.
No State of the Black Union.
No. Cornell's been active on his Facebook page.
Yeah, man, okay. Well, he wasn't like that when Barack Obama was president. But here's the thing. You still have Black people, Black men who are not happy with Kamala Harris and her position in California. That is legitimate. That is legitimate concern.
Yes.
Okay? Which is one of the reasons that a lot of Black people, Black men, was not going to vote for her. Which meant, and they weren't going to vote for Trump either. So, and if some people say, well, if you vote for a third option, then you wasted your vote. No, your vote is your vote. You know, if we get away from personality and get into politics, because if you poll the majority of Black people, older Black people, and you ask them, name 3 of Barack Obama's policies, they can't tell you. You know, I think that what we're getting involved with now is the same thing that we got involved with when Barack Obama was president, and that is people are more concerned with personality. Yes, she is an AKA. Okay. Right.
Interesting regarding male vote. That's a massive issue.
You know what's crazy? I mean, I'm gonna tell you what's crazy. I have spoken with more white people who understand that statement that I just made, because Black people will say, well, she was just doing her job. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? When you have loved ones who've been incarcerated wrongly, right? And then new information and new evidence comes up, which gives them an opportunity to be exonerated. And your DA at the time and your prosecutor said, no, we're not going to look at it, Kamala Harris. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you got folks that are actually sitting in jail who didn't do anything. And then the next thing you know, vote for me, I'm president. Once again, I've been saying this for the longest time, we need to leave our emotions out of it. You know, Black women see Kamala Harris, you know, first Black
VP.
Vice President. Yeah, she's making history.
That's my cousin. Hey, cuz. He says, we Black folks have always voted for the lesser of 2 evils. And then Frankie says, now I'm concerned about her views because of how she was when she was a DA. So that does concern me.
And that's concerned. That concerned a lot of Black people. As I was saying earlier, I've spoken to white people to say, I understand that point of view, because her track record does not lend favorably towards Black men whatsoever. You know, I've never heard her mention her father.
My mother said that, and she was like, but he's still alive. I said, but you don't know what the dynamics were, because I told her with my biological father, I said, that's like me getting something and having the spotlight on me, and then I mentioned him when he had nothing to do with me growing up. And she was like, okay, I get you. So I don't know what that dynamic is. And he might, I don't know. I'm not going to speculate. But if he wasn't in her life, then why would she mention him now?
Right. And I'm with that. We got some, if you can start with
Sarah.
Yeah, we got Frankie's comment, right?
Yeah, we got Frankie. So
I think we start with Sarah, because I'm going to ask Sarah a quick question.
So Sarah says, so Biden is better than Trump, but he's not Father Christmas. And then Ken says, devil's advocate. I don't think she stayed in her office and told people to bring Black people in front of her so she can send them to jail.
Right.
And then Yolanda says, I think most Black men voted for Trump because of male chauvinism and money. And then Kyle says she doesn't share her life with one either. Ooh.
Ooh. Uh-oh. Hold on. Read that again and watch me. Read it again and watch me.
She doesn't share her life with one either. I can't with you. Hey, cuz, that was a low blow, cuz. That was low.
I knew. Listen, Ken, right? Yeah, I don't think she did that either. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that she was advocating for black men. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't think she was advocating, not at all.
I got a question for Yolanda. So, Yolanda, you said you think that most black men voted for Trump because of male chauvinism and money. What kind of money? We got that many rich black folks out here? Listen, my thing was this. If it's about the tax bracket, most black men won't get in the tax bracket in that top 1%, in my opinion. So why vote for somebody when you won't be on their level? That's just my take on it. So I can't, if I were rich or if I was in that 1%, I might have had a different outlook. But most of the people that's saying this, they're not part of that elite club.
No, not at all.
So the male chauvinism, Yolanda, I can get behind, but the money aspect, I'm not so sure of.
Well, I can't. Well, male chauvinism. Okay.
It's sad if they think that way, that we're supposed to be barefoot and pregnant, cooking and cleaning or whatever. So, okay, so she says, what I've heard personally direct from black men was they were concerned about Biden's raising taxes. That's what I meant. But see, that's their, okay, raising taxes for the rich, he said. He said raising taxes on that 1%. Not for the middle class and not for the working class, because he wants to put money back into the pockets of the working class because he knows what it's like to be a working class. So Frankie has a question. I have a question. Do you think she is more pro-white than black? Kamala is a hard one to crack. I believe her joining AKA would come back to help her in life down the line. Excuse me. Like now, she is even active. Oh, is she even active? And then Sarah says, how much did religion have to do with black voters? Y'all on it today, boy.
So we can go back and address it. Let me address Sarah's first. How much did religion have to do with black voters? It just depends. I mean, when you're dealing with an older population, an older crowd, some of the things that he even said, Donald Trump has said out of his mouth, goes against what they probably believe from a religious perspective. So I don't think religion had anything to do with it. I just think that a lot of black people did not like Donald Trump, and the fact that he was Republican. Because if he was a Democrat, I think things would be different. I think, Democrats would have still voted for him. And Democrats would probably have said the same things that the Republicans said. Yeah, so what? He said, I'll grab him by the PUSSY. That's just locker room talk. You know what I'm saying? You never know. I think we're getting away from religion now, in terms of, if we're going to vote for someone. I think those days are gone.
So Kyle says blacks voting Trump is a sellout mentality. We must care about our people first, especially if you have finances. And Ken says, let's be clear, unless you make $400K annually, your taxes won't go up. Besides, that's the kind of thing that has to go through Congress. And then Frankie says, honestly, I was shocked that Kamala was Democrat.
Kamala couldn't have won as a Republican.
Oh no, they'd have eaten her up and spit her out.
No, yeah, number one, they're more conservative.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I don't know, do you have any gay Republicans?
Mm-hmm.
You saw what they did to Dick Cheney's daughter, Lynn. you know. But Kamala couldn't have won as a Republican VP.
She'd have to have been like Daniel Cameron.
Non-black.
She had to have been like Daniel Cameron. She'd have to be a Aunt Ruckus. So Sarah says, I asked regarding religion because there was a big evangelical white voter population. Yeah, they've been there for a while. And a lot of people have criticized them, Sarah, with his rhetoric and what he spews, and how can you be a Christian and still support him, knowing what his views and stuff are. So that's another big thing that's going on here in the U.S. What you thinking, Les? I see them wheels turning.
I'm just going back looking at some of the comments. And, you know, the group is on it today.
They are. They are. Well, I think people needed to get this, you know, off of their chests. And I know some people are like, oh, I don't want to talk about politics and this, that, and the other. So when you've got people that are on your same mindset, on your, you know, your mental level, you're going to have these kind of conversations. And this is what we want. We want them to engage and interact with stuff. So we appreciate y'all.
I like politics and religion don't mix.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? But that's amazing because even when years ago, when I was a kid, we were going to church, the politicians would come to the church. You know,
they always want that black vote.
Want that black vote, and you would never see them again after that.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to who said it regarding black men, and now it wasn't Ken. Ken made a good statement, but Kyle, blacks voting Trump is a sellout mentality. We must care about our people first, especially if you have finances.
Yeah, that. Mm-hmm. And I mean, something else that Kyle said, you know, blacks are always voting for the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
We seem like, you know, our needs aren't being met, and it's going to be interesting to see. You know, when Obama got in office, he immediately put Joe Biden to work on international, on the economic, like he it was certain things he wanted him to do. So it's going to be interesting to see if Biden puts Kamala on, you know, race relations, and if he does that, that may be a segue for, like Sarah said, us to get our points and stuff in front of her. And if she doesn't and she ignores us, then guess what? That's the power of the vote. This administration, it's gonna be they're in a very unique position right now. They can come in and knock it out the box, or they can come in and fall flat on their face. It's all in how, you know, they do it. Like, you know, Joe Biden said that the blacks were there for him, and he will have our backs. Hey, gotta hold him accountable to his word.
Listen. I expect nothing from him.
And if you do get something, then what?
I'll put it to you like this. If every black person got a check in the mail next week for $5,000 and they said it's reparation, right? Are we to be happy about that?
No, there's more that needs to be done.
Right. So what can he possibly do? Number one, Was he not the originator of the 1994 crime bill?
But you don't think that people can learn from their mistakes? He admitted that wasn't a good bill. So my thing is, do you think that he has learned from his mistakes and will try to right some wrongs? Like, let's say he got police reform. Let's say that he does something with these police officers and getting them held accountable and things of that nature. My question is, if you see some changes that are affecting the Black community in a positive light from the new administration coming in, what will your mindset be? Would it still not be enough?
Not enough.
Well, what is enough? What do you want to see done?
We don't have enough time.
All right, y'all, I'm putting it out to y'all. What do you all want to see done? What are some of the things that the upcoming administration can do that will make you think, okay, they are on Black sides, they do want to see some change?
Let me share a quote while we wait. Let me share a quote by Malcolm X, Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
If you stick a knife in my back 9 inches and you pull it out 6 inches, that's not progress. If you pull it all the way out, that's not progress. Progress is healing the wound that the blow made. They haven't pulled the knife out. They won't even admit that it's there. Okay? So no private prisons. That's never going to happen.
Bro, there's too much money in that. Let me tell you that now. That ain't happening. That ain't happening.
I like the thought process.
Right. But yeah, now that I don't think would happen. Ken says, off the top of my head, improve race relations, police reform, combating coronavirus. Well, he on the coronavirus thing. I mean, he already, got his 12 folks with this task force.
I mean, look, you got to come in like that. I mean, because that's what he kicked Donald Trump in the butt with.
Right.
And every president has their downfall, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just so happened that Donald Trump hit with the coronavirus. It was the coronavirus. I think it was more of his attitude towards the coronavirus. I know we got a comment coming in.
That's my baby. Hey, boo! The Congressional Black Caucus, as well as other Black congressional leaders, were for the crime bill. However, that is not mentioned very often.
Hold on. You got to put that back up there.
That's my baby. That's my baby.
Let me read. The Congressional Black Caucus, as well as other Black congressional leaders, were, all caps, for the crime bill. However, that is not mentioned very often. Yes. From my understanding, Maxine Waters helped with the writing of the crime bill.
They got you fired up today, huh, Les?
I'm not trying to offend nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Since when are you? Okay, wait a minute. So Yolanda says, 1, I don't trust any politician. They always have a hidden agenda, smoke and mirrors. I originally wanted Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren as VP, but there was no way I was going to vote for 45. 3, the things I want to see change has to happen in local levels, police reform, number 1.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We say police reform. Shouldn't we say people reform?
But
not unless these police institutions are actually teaching these officers how to conduct themselves like that.
Let's see. They add stuff to bills to make you vote for them. Must read the fine print. And that's what James Clyburn was saying about the stimulus bill. That's why they, the Republicans the Democrats kept pushing back, because there was so much that they hid in there, expecting people not to read.
Yeah.
You know, Boo says, that being said, no one seems to come for them, but are quick to mention Biden's part.
Yeah, that's true too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's tear them all down.
Okay.
And get rid of them. It's time for fresh meat, new ideas, changing of the guard. Why isn't it that the Democratic Party has not groomed anybody 35, 36, 37, up to 45 years old to take their place? Why is it that in the state of Maryland, they went and brought back Kwame Nkrumah? He's been retired for 1,000 years. He was gone. I forgot he existed. So you mean to tell me they don't have any new, fresh meat around? I don't want to call them meat. You know what I'm saying? Any new, bright ideas, innovators. Why are we still holding on to Nancy Pelosi? I like James Clyburn. Why are we still holding on to James Clyburn? You know? How long is she going to be in charge? How long is he going to be the majority whip?
Well, isn't that what the progressives are supposed to be? Aren't they supposed to be the new and fresh ideas? But it seems like in the Democratic Party, they're fighting with them. So Sarah says, what are the details? Reform, what reform? Do all people really know what the asks are? Is there a list? Does Kamala understand what the asks are? And who could her advisors be? And then Kyle says, the good old boys club.
Good boys club, yeah. This is why I go back to this. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm. Black power.
The blueprint.
The blueprint. The blueprint for Black power.
The blueprint for Black power. You know, and until we get to a point where, you know, we understand how to utilize power. What are the details? Reform. You're right. How does that look? You know what I'm saying? Do we know what the asks are? You know, does Kamala understand? I think Kamala understands what she needs to understand. And let me ask you a question. Do you think that she is, no.
Read that, Les.
No, to Les' question, police reform, the training they get, how and who they recruit, getting rid of those in power who are over departments with many racial complaints with no accountability. Swift to investigate, and charge officers. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Well, and Sarah can let me know if I'm wrong, but Karen was talking about the amount of training that officers in other countries get versus what the officers in the U.S. get, and that makes a big difference. So Baby says, first and foremost, our people need to educate themselves on the political process. As long as we remain ignorant and apathetic, the status quo will prevail. And Kyle says, police are a gang. That blue wall. I believe in the U.S., officers get 21 hours or 21, I think it's 21 days of training. Whereas in other countries, some are like 200 days, some are like 108. As far as de-escalating, that type of training, we don't have that type of training for our officers here. With them, it's always shoot first, ask questions later. So I don't know if training is the answer, or taking some of the type of calls that they get away from them.
I think it's just human nature. I think it's in a lot of them to act out like that, even if they had the training. I mean, I've seen YouTubes where white guys have actually beat police officers up, you know, and they would get arrested or tased.
Mm-hmm.
You got a cat who was mentally disturbed, you know, he has a knife in the street, they killed him, you know, they could have detained him. I mean, I'm saying you're trained to shoot to kill, but I'm pretty sure they could have just popped the cat in his butt. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Well, how do you feel about his family saying that they don't want the police officers charged with murder? His family knew that he was ill. That was the third time that they had been called for him that day. So how do you feel about that when the family doesn't hold the police responsible?
Black people are always quick to ask for forgiveness. They want to pray and ask for forgiveness.
And you think that that's wrong?
Hell yeah. All the time. Can we all just get along? No, we can't all get along. We're not going to always get along.
Sadly, we aren't. We aren't. Guys, I wanna. Whew, hopefully I can get through this without crying.
Hold up, Yolanda said something right quick.
There needs to be more psychological testing on recruits that involve racial. Now that I agree with. It's prison industrial complex. Their job is to arrest and fill the jails no matter what. The family is going to get paid. And then Ken says, just had a situation where a brother was in a mental health crisis, and when the cops arrived, he opened fire on them, took the patrol vehicle, used the vehicle to kill his family member, and was ultimately shot and killed. And Sarah says, yes, we still have a lot of issues here in the UK, with some good changes and training going on here. Guns seem to be a big problem in the US. Yes, because the officers in the UK, they don't have guns. They're actually special police who have guns there. That wouldn't work here. We got too many people that have guns, though. They end up killing the cops.
I mean, when your nation is built and based on violence, you need guns.
Mm-hmm. So Yolanda said the same thing that Kyle said. Get rid of private prisons, but that won't happen.
So your money is. Let me ask you a question. If you could invest in a prison right now, and in 5 years, get a payout of $1 million, would you do it?
Mm-mm. I wouldn't.
Okay, now I'm playing devil's advocate, but what about if we built a place that's going to
Tell us how you really feel, sis.
Well, I mean, okay, well, we know we're going to have crime, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We know we're going to have those who break the law.
Mm-hmm. Right? Let's see. Boo says, our officers receive 6 months of training, whereas in other countries it's 3 years. Until officers are personally held accountable and the union's powers are limited, nothing will change. That's key, the union. They hide behind the union and that, what's it called, baby? Boo, what's it called? The immunity. What's it called? I can't think of the name of it. Boo, help me out. The immunity where the officers aren't, is it not quality? Whatever. I can't think of it right now. I forget the name of it. It's some type of immunity. I forget the immunity. But I'm sorry. What were you saying, Les?
Well, I'm thinking. I mean, I wouldn't do it. I'm with Yolanda. I couldn't do it. You know,
Me neither.
I couldn't contribute to any type of construction. You know, because like they say, if you build a baseball field or a stadium, the people will come, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you build a prison, you're a felon, right?
Mm.
So let's not build prisons.
Is it called quantitative immunity or something like that? I forget the name of it. But I want to show you guys something. This is I'm going to let you know now. This is very graphic, so I want you guys to see what is still going on in 2020. So I'm just warning you now. What I'm about to show is a graphic picture. So if you have a weak stomach or whatever, just qualified immunity. Thanks, cuz. Thank you, baby. Qualified immunity. So like I said, what I'm about to show you is it's gruesome, but it happened at the end of last month. So if you have a weak stomach, please turn away. This is Quan Jane Charles, known affectionately by his family and close friends as Bobby. And he was lynched in the same manner that Emmett Till was. This shit is still going on in 2020. They don't know. The police told the family that they found him in a creek. When the family got there, they took pictures. They wanted the world to see what happened. That was in Louisiana. That was in Louisiana. Yes, he was 15 years old. He was 15 years old. He was a sophomore in high school. The story goes that he was visiting his father in Iberia Parish, I believe, in Louisiana. And his mother was calling him because he wanted to get his hair done a certain way. So his mother finally gave in and was like, okay, fine. She started calling him and could not reach him. So she reached out to his father. And when the father went to check on him, his door was locked. So his father said, oh, he's probably just sleeping or got his headphones on, this, that, and the other. And the mom says, okay, fine. So then the mother keeps trying and trying and trying, no response, which is unlike it. It's uncharacteristic for him. So she finally convinces the father to go and check on him. He gets the door open. He wasn't lynched, but beaten and drowned. He wasn't technically lynched with a rope, but it's the same premise in my opinion. What you say, Les, is still modern day lynching, but with a different instrument.
Modern day lynching.
Yeah. So the story goes that he got into a car with a white lady and her son. And the white lady says that she dropped Quan and her son off and doesn't know what happened after that. So they still don't know what happened to this baby. This happened, I think his death date, I think, was the 30th of October. So this is still going on. This is what this new administration. Oh, okay. Thanks, baby. Ken says, this is scary. My son is 9 years younger than him. It's very scary. What were you telling me, Les, before we came on air? What's it make you want to do?
Oh, in terms of me having an 8-year-old daughter? Is that it?
And how it wants to just make you hold on to your kids?
Hold on to them. You know, I mean, no matter who you are, I mean, we're actually revisiting some of the things that we've gone through before with the snatching of kids. And these are just not Black kids that are being snatched up. You know, they're snatching a whole bunch of kids. But it seems like they're making examples out of young black boys. Again, our scholars have been saying this for years. There's going to come a time when there's going to be a war on black men. Now it's a war on black men, black women, and black kids. You know, and to see something like this is real scary. You know, it's gotten treacherous out here. We're back to dealing with modern day lynching all over again.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And just to correct myself, Emmett Till was not lynched. He was beaten and drowned. Thank you, baby, for that.
See, these are the things. Going back to what we've been talking about. Hopefully, the current administration, the newly elected administration will start dealing with this. You know, will start pointing out what we need to do to protect our citizens of the United States of America. I don't want to say black people, also the citizens of the United States of America. You know, but it's crazy out here. You know, Sarah said it's not just scary, this is unacceptable in 2020. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But, you know, the more things change, the more they remain the same. The only thing that changes is the year and the way in which, you know, it's happened or happened.
Mm-hmm. Kyle says 2 lynching with rope in Houston and California. And you're not hearing about this. You know, it's like everything with the election, this, that, and other. It's a smoke screen. There's so much more going on, and this is why we have Black Spasms to inform folk of what's going on, because that is a Black Spasm. Yeah. So Kyle says it was over some. I do remember reading about both of those. It's a Black Spasm. You know, it's the pain and discomfort associated with being Black in America.
Or yeah, not only in America, all over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Sarah says there needs to be a wholesale shaming of this behavior in the rest of the world. Constant news required. Listen, Baby says, none of it ever stopped. It was simply coming back into the forefront. We have always been targets.
Always will be.
Yep. And that in and of itself, you know, is a scary thing. There you go. Information is what's required. Exactly. So, you know, we will continue to do our best, you know, to bring stories, you know, to you all, just so that you all are aware of what's going on. I have all kinds of news apps on my phone and tablet where I'm constantly reading, not just in my state, but in other states, you know, around this country, because we're not hearing about it. You know, it's sad, and it's heart wrenching. What's on your mind, Les? I can see those wheels turning.
No, I'm just thinking about where we are and how we convey. It's not just our messages; it's everyone's message. Can you read that right quick?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sarah says, okay, history is there, but you don't go back. You keep fighting for a better future for that kid, for your kids. And Baby says, Trump's rhetoric has simply emboldened the base to fervently espouse their true feelings without consequences. And then Ken says, great show, y'all. I got to duck out and go record an episode of my podcast. All right, Ken, thanks for watching.
Thank you. You're right. I mean, the rhetoric is I mean, as a leader, you are accountable, or you're supposed to be accountable to what you can and can't say. You know, knowing that people do listen to you and people will follow you. I think Donald Trump's presidency gave him a platform and an opportunity to say, if not him, but the powers that be. I don't know if it came from him or the powers that be, about what he wanted to say in terms of further dividing, race relations amongst the people in the United States of America. The problem is everybody's getting played.
They don't even realize it.
Everybody's getting played. Black.
They don't even realize it.
Yes, and don't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
I like what Sarah said. Okay, history is there, but you don't go back. You keep fighting for a better future for that kid, for your kids. And that's the only thing you can do. But unfortunately, because just think about it, who would have ever thought that when he left to go to school that day, that would be and I think people are out here actually fighting to ensure that these things don't happen. But who knows? Who knows?
It's just the one thing. I mean, I knew that there were a lot of ignorant people in this country, but this election showed just how ignorant people are and just how much people don't know. People, how they've just with the electoral process in and of itself, like, you count the votes. It happens in every single election. It's just that when the election is so far, when it's one-sided, meaning that one person has way more votes and the other person can't possibly catch them, they can call that state. And I think that's what's happened in the past, except for the Gore election. But this whole thing of stop the steal and this, that, and the other, it's just like, so it's okay if it favors those in power. But when it doesn't favor them, then some kind of way everybody's cheating. Yeah, that makes like no sense whatsoever. Because if it was a plot by the Democrats, then the Democrats, number one, wouldn't be fighting for the Senate. They wouldn't have lost seats in the House. It's like, if you really think about the logic, it makes no sense. None. But the real issue is that the whites they aren't the majority anymore, and it scares them.
Right.
That's the bottom line. The whites are no longer a majority, and it frightens them. Now we've got more and more blacks in politics, and they've done for years. They've tried their hardest to keep us out of politics. And the ones that are in politics, all skin folk and kinfolk, aren't doing us any justice.
Right.
So, yeah, and I think they're afraid that the ones that are trying to get into power will do something for the blacks. And that scares them to no end, in my opinion.
I think what they really need to concern themselves with are, because I don't think they're really worried about black people anymore. They need to be worried about the other people of color, the brown people, the red people. I won't say red, the yellow people. You have, for the first time in history, female vice president who is Jamaican. And a lot of people say, we had the first African American. She's not African American. She's Jamaican. And she's Asian.
And Indian.
Yeah. So now that door is being opened as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but for the longest time, it seems as though it's been black versus white, black versus white. They need to give that up. They need to start looking at some other ethnicities because they're coming.
Mm-hmm. And in New Mexico, for the first time ever, they had 6 Indian Americans in political positions from this past election. That's never happened before. So, folks, is coming. They're coming.
But see,
Which,
here's a difference. Here's a difference. Black is black. I don't know. We're gonna have to disagree on that one. Black's supposed to be black. Here's the difference.
what you go ahead and say what you say, but Kyle, what do you mean by that? Go ahead, Les.
Here's the difference. When you start dealing with any other culture, except for the black culture, you have to deal with their cultural base. You have to deal with their ideologies. So I don't think you can talk trash about Chinese people. Well, you know, we got the China virus. You know, but you don't mess over Chinese people like you do black people because we've been so spread out. What do we believe in collectively? You know, hell, we got people now. You know, a certain percentage of the population is voting for Trump. You know, another percentage is voting for Biden. You know, one population or percentage doesn't want to vote for a Democrat. You know, when you start dealing with Asians, they come to the table with a different type of rules. You know, so they're going to be. It's in their best interest to try to win them over. You know, could you imagine if you had Kamala Harris as a Republican and was accepted by the party as a Republican? You know how much attention she would have attracted? I think something is going on with the Asian population. You know, I mean, look at her. You know, like I said, regardless of what relationship she has with her father, has had the mere fact that once again you're not talking about the influence of a black man.
You be seen as black no matter how you act or where you're from. Lana says, I've never heard a Jamaican say they're not black. Kamala says she's black. Her mother raised her and her sister as black females.
Okay. Okay. But she wouldn't marry a black man, though. Not saying that she has to. You understand what I'm saying? Not saying that she has to. But will we ever have an African American president? Will we ever have an African American vice president?
At the same time?
At the same time? No, not at the same time. You know, one who is not mixed. One who comes from a black mother and a black father.
Kyle said that part. Don't know. Don't know.
Because
who's being groomed? Who's being groomed for that right now? Like we talked about earlier.
But keep in mind, Barack Obama had a black father and a white mother, which is crazy. It goes back to what they think about black people, right? His mother was white. His father was black, and he's still looked upon as being a black man. I'm not saying he wasn't, but their whole purpose and mission was to make him a one-term president. So the only reason why he didn't get a pass is because.
Thank you. Say it again, Sarah. Bear in mind that all white Americans are all mixed.
Yeah.
But a lot of them don't realize that, Sarah.
Kyle said he is. He is what, Kyle? I'm sorry.
Something about Barack. What are you talking about, Kyle? Yes, Sarah. A lot of white Americans are mixed, but they don't realize it. They think that they are pure.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is pure. We all got something up in us. Even you, Les.
Even.
Oh, he said black. He said
Oh,
that.
he is. He is black.
Mm-hmm.
He is black all day. Hold on. Even me, less what?
Hmm?
You say.
I said we all got something in us. I said even you.
No, I don't.
Have you traced your genealogy all the way back?
Let me tell you something. First and foremost, I wouldn't even dare do nothing like that. How do you know that lab ain't going to somewhere, you know what I'm saying, in somebody's basement, you know, and they throwing shit together. And whatever comes up, that's what you are.
So Sarah says pure shit, some of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kyle says dominant and recessive. We are dominant. We are. Yolanda laughed at you.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what people don't understand, even with that is an opportunity for them to get your DNA. You watch Law and Order?
Uh-huh.
Did you see SVU?
That's one of my favorites. Mm-hmm.
Did you see the episode where Olivia, they said that her blood was on a knife or something like that?
And the guy fabricated it?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we are now. Keep this in mind. At any given time, we can all get got.
Elaborate.
You agree?
I said elaborate.
I mean, look what they did to her. They were able to take her DNA and put it on a knife, and she was nowhere around. You actually think I'm going to put something in my mouth and put it on some paper, and then, you know, an expert's going to tell me based on that, you know, I'm part this, I'm part that. Nah, hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it.
Well, they duplicated her DNA in that episode.
Yeah, but hold on, time out. Let's talk about the big ploy here.
Okay.
So now they got black people running around talking about, well, I'm 35% German and I'm 15% Irish. You know what I'm saying? I'm 2% West Africa and the rest is European. You're full of shit. You know what I'm saying? Now you running around saying that you don't want it, you're not black. See, and no one understands this thing. It's about multiculturalism at its finest. Multiculturalism has done a wonderful job at destroying African history. Multiculturalism is to African history what tearing down Confederate flags is to the history now, right? On the statue. Because even if you tear it down, the history is still there.
Mm-hmm.
And if folks are like, well, you know, we don't have any more, you know, statues that are around, or all of the schools have been changed. And Kyle keeps going back to black is black. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely positively correct. Black is black. Yes, I am 100% me, and I am what I say I am. I like that, you know. But who's to say, you know, who's to say who is? I tell you what. If anyone wants to do this, I'll tell you what you do. Take two of those tests with two different names, right? Send them in a week apart from each other with two different names and see what happens. See if your first DNA, if you're something than your second DNA.
And if they come back the same?
Yeah, you must have given me your social security number. I don't trust that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust it.
Kyle gave you the fist, and Yolanda says, hell no.
And you know what's crazy?
What?
It's like, I don't understand why black people are so pressed to do that. History is there. Black is black. I'm white, but not on the inside. What matters is human. I'm white, but not. But on the inside, what matters?
You got him thinking, Sarah.
A lot of people don't think like her, unfortunately.
That's my UK buddy.
Right, and that's the problem. You know, it's unfortunate that the ones who think like her are not the majority in power.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Farrakhan was on Donahue, and there was this young white girl on there. She was like, you know, why can't we get along? We just have to. We got to try. And Farrakhan came back and said, unfortunately, you're not in a position. And they tried to ridicule him, but he was right. You're not in the position. As much as you want to, unfortunately, there's nothing that you can do. You know, because I don't think that this is about everyone getting along. Because if that was the case, we would all be getting along right about now.
So he got ridiculed for his response?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta understand, you know, he was dropping the science. You know, I mean, he basically told us straight up, as much as you want to, you know, there's nothing that you can do. Because you're not going to be taken serious. You're just one. It's like with Sarah. Yes. You know, what should matter is humanity.
Mm-hmm.
It should matter. Humanity is the only thing that should matter. But unfortunately, it's not. It's like when people say, you know, I don't see color. That's not true. That's not true. Because if that was a case, you would be running red lights all the time. There ain't green lights. Something happened with the other person. He was black, but I thought you said you didn't see color.
Or my favorite, I have black friends. The fact that you have to say that is an issue.
That's just like me saying, yo, I got fat friends. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I don't want to talk about how skinny I am. You know what I'm saying? You know, I have to come up in a conversation. Oh, Yolanda, you saw that, Yolanda? Oh, yeah, he did. I mean, let me tell you something. The first time he was on there, they rattled him a little bit. The second time he was on there, he regrouped. And when he came out, he didn't emote whatsoever. And this is what I've been saying, Nikki, since day one. We have to leave emotions out of the equation. If we leave the emotions out of the equation, then we can think clear-headed, you know, about this whole political process. I'm pretty sure there's some things that Donald Trump is exposing. Yes, he's exposed a lot of stuff. But at the same time, you know, he says some things too that's ruffled a lot of people's feathers. You know? And unfortunately, we are not, well, I can't speak for you. I don't know how much money you have. I'm not in a position to where I can vote Republican. I don't make enough money.
Me neither.
Republican. And even if I did make enough money to vote Republican, how much is enough? Because as much money as Epstein had, he didn't have enough money to keep him from dying.
That's because he knew where all the bones was buried.
Yeah, you know who else knew? You know who else knew? Hugh Hefner.
Mm.
He's talking about Hugh Hefner died of natural causes. Hugh Hefner was 477 years old, man. He wasn't going nowhere no time soon. He had another 1,000 years, and all of a sudden he dies of natural causes. Come on now. He had information. Yes.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes, he did.
So, but my question is now, his fiance, like, what's gonna happen to her? Because she knows where all the bodies are buried too. She gonna come up looking, Kyle said if he's dead.
I'm doing it again.
You talking about Epstein, Kyle?
Yeah, if he is dead, you know what I'm saying? I did you go to the funeral? I didn't go.
Sarah says, you have information. You know what's happening to your community. Information is currency.
Can we go back to our theme statement? You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. Ready? All about
money.
Ain't a
It's damn thing funny.
You gotta have
a con, and it's land of milk and honey.
Yeah.
Con. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, if anyone ever gets a chance on YouTube, there is a scene. The name of the book or movie is called Trick Baby. Trickbaby. Trick Baby. Trick Baby was written by Robert Beck, aka Iceberg Slim. Right? Okay. And there's a scene where the guy, he looks white, but he's black. He's half and half, right? You know, but he looks black. And he's been invited to come to dinner. Are you looking it up?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It's on YouTube. He's been invited to come to dinner. And when he gets there, there's a conversation. Let me know if you get it. If you can play that, that will blow a lot of people's mind.
What's it called?
Trick Baby.
Trick?
Trick Baby, yep. Scene.
Trick Baby dinner scene.
You got it?
Yeah, but I'll have to download it and do it next time. I didn't see the body. He says, I didn't see the body. The cameras weren't working in his working on his block. Because I have to upload it to StreamYard, and so I can have it for next time.
I mean, the conversation, and Trick Baby. And I was watching it the other day, and he says, we'll take certain black people, and I'll paraphrase, we'll take certain black people out of their neighborhood, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. And we'll allow them to hang out with us, okay? Mm-hmm. Because what happens is once you do it and you bring in a select few of blacks, they're no longer good to the neighborhood. You know, they can never come back to the neighborhood because some people call them sellouts. So they're in the middle of something. They're not mm-hmm. they're not good enough to no longer to associate with the hood, and at the same time, they're not good enough to hang out with us. Mm. There's a difference between being a friend of mine and a friend of ours.
Okay.
So if you're introduced to someone, oh, this is a friend of mine, then that means certain information you're not privy to. If you're introduced and someone says, oh, this is a friend of ours, that means that there is certain information that you're privy to.
Okay.
It's kind of like if you bring somebody to the party, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody's looking at you like, well, who is this? Oh, that's my boy. You know what I'm saying? He's cool. That's one thing versus, somebody I met, you know what I'm saying? Someone I decided to bring along with me, that's a different ball game. But I was saying that, the word that was brought to the table in Trick Baby was the word hope, HOPE, hope. Hope is not a viable solution.
Why?
Because you have no control. I'm hoping that I get a parking space, leaving it up to chance, mm-hmm. versus getting up 3 hours early and going down there and getting a parking space, right? Mm-hmm. And Trick Baby talks about, we'll introduce them to a word called hope. Black people love that word, hope. Hope is not a viable solution. Who ran on hope?
Obama.
You see Trick Baby, you get an understanding.
All right, I think that I can
Play it.
Yes. You keep talking while I do this.
But no, I just, it's, Sarah said he had information. You're right. Kyle said if he's dead,
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, are you referring to the Trick Baby? Kyle?
Kyle know all about that kind of stuff. My computer's acting slow as I don't know what. So I was able to download it. Now I just need to upload it to StreamYard. And of course, my computer is acting slow as all get up right now. Okay, here we go.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, I just got to download it to my computer, then I can upload it. Okay, download. All right, let me see if I can upload it. Hang on, y'all. And so the clip is only like
2 minutes.
no, it's like a minute.
Okay.
The dinner scene.
Okay.
The dinner scene. Keep talking.
No, I like Sarah's comment.
What did Sarah say?
In my experience, the only hope is what you plan to do with the resources you have. See, that's how you look at it. That's how you look. Unfortunately, for many Black people, they've been taught that hope is outside of them, right? Not the resources that they have. Kyle says churches sell hope too. Yes, they sell hope. I'm selling hope.
Because without hope, what do we have?
But what is hope? Going back to what Sarah said, in my experience, I like how she's in my experience. Yes, Sarah, can you, in your experience, is that cultural? In my experience, the only hope there is what you plan to do with the resources you have.
Mm-hmm. Okay. It finally downloaded, so give me a second so I can upload it real quick.
Because we, like I said, with churches sell hope too. Yes, they do.
I cannot upload it. I guess the way that it's yeah, the way that the file is, it won't let me upload it. I'll work on it for next week. I don't want to keep everybody waiting. So sorry about that, y'all. I thought that I had it.
Cultural and business and life. I'm sorry. Cultural and business and life. It's a universal approach. Steve, that's ooh.
What?
I want to hear what Kyle. Oh, dream, then set goals with plans and create deadlines and hope everything goes right. That's basically what Sarah said. In my experience, the only hope there is what you plan to do with the resources you have. We've been taught in the Black community, number one, put our hope and faith in Jesus or God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that Jesus or God would take care of all your problems, right? That's not planning.
All right, I was trying to see if I saved it a different way.
Sarah said, I have always tried to work with what I have. However, that meager or hopeless it might seem, work with what you have. I like that, right? Yolanda says, I was taught that God helps those who help themselves. Right.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
who introduced this hope thing to us?
What you reading, Les?
I wanted to see if I could just read a quick snippet of what happened with Trick Baby and Trick Baby, because it talks about hope. You know, we've been sold hope, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, whoever, I forgot the guy's name, Axelrod, who ran Barack Obama's
David
campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Did a hell of a job, man. Our parents, their parents, is generational. That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a CNN contributor too. He's been talking about the election on CNN too.
Here we go. I hope you can get that job.
Powermongers sell hope to divest people of their true power. Sarah is on it today.
So let's go back to what Kyle said. Churches sell hope too. Power, and then Sarah, powermongers sell hope to divest people of their true powers. And did not Barack Obama run off of hope? And the crazy thing, you know, he became the T-shirt president. He was the first president I ever saw with his own T-shirts. Posters.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hope is not a viable solution.
You gotta put some action behind it.
Yeah.
Gotta have some action.
Dream,
Faith without works is dead.
New age stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Definitely.
if faith without works is dead, you know, they need to eradicate the word hope. I hope to see you tomorrow. Do you see how much money Trump threw at churches? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't falling for it. I don't drink that Kool-Aid. I don't, and it's just like I said earlier. It's just dangerous with the people in power and how they're giving him this space, even though that they know that it's wrong. And it's like the thing that gets me is you play what they said 4 years ago, and they want to deny it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what you said. So why is it now that she was on the other foot that it's a problem? Oh, I know, because you're about to lose power. Okay, I got you. Mm-hmm. It's amazing what people will go through to keep power. It's just it never ceases to amaze me. And I think we all saw this coming. So Sarah says, lovely people, I got to get some sleep now. Thank you for the chance to listen and contribute. Anytime, Sarah. Thank you for joining us. And
Yeah.
we're about to wrap it up now anyway, because oh, of course, Cuz. Of course. Oh, we definitely will, Sarah. We definitely will.
Yeah, thank you. We
Definitely
appreciate it.
will. Definitely will. I like having the perspective of somebody outside of the U.S.
Yeah.
With their mindset and how they view what we look like, to the rest of the world. But
I think I can share the Trick Baby scene.
okay. Oh, I never thought about that. Sharing the screen. Go ahead.
You want to do it? Because you know me, I'll be all over the place.
Lord have mercy. Hold on. Oh, crap. Hang on. I got to pull it up. Okay. All right, hold on. So that's up. Let me share my screen. All right, here we go.
Can't hear it.
Hold on. Give me a second. I gotta disconnect my
Okay.
I gotta disconnect my external mic. Give me 1 second. Audio. Okay. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me know if you can hear it. I'll start it over. Can you hear it?
A little bit. No.
Can you hear it?
No.
And I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why. Sorry, y'all.
That's cool. We get it.
I don't know why. I tried. I tried. I don't know why you can't hear it, because I could hear it clear as day. I don't know. But I'll try to get it up next for next week. I think it's the way that it was saved. I'll try to get that up for next week. But we're gonna go ahead and adjourn for today, everybody. I want to thank everybody for their contributions, for your thoughts. We couldn't do this without you. Just want to say thank you for everybody. I want to personally thank my baby for joining and for him contributing today. That means a lot to me. That's my biggest cheerleader right there. So, like I said, if you guys have anything that you want to talk about or you want us to do a topic on, hit me up in the DM and we'll go ahead and make that happen. Kyle says, thanks, y'all. This was great. Awesome, Kyle. Every Wednesday at 4:00, cuz put us in your calendar. Right. Put us in your calendar and meet us here. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Yes, we got to eradicate them black spasms. Definitely, definitely, definitely. So with that, we're going to bid you guys adieu, and we will see you back here next Wednesday at 4:00. Peace out.